Welcome back to Game 2 of this best of 5 grand final between FPM here in green, the Asia second place, and VOR down the other end in red, the Asia first place team, currently 1 up against FPM, who couldn't quite hold on to that advantage they got initially in that last game. The lineup for FPM here in green is Conqueror, Kremlin, Des Moines, double Stalingrad, Daring, double Marceau, and Shimakaze. And down the other end for VOR, what do we have?
Opposing FPM from the south spawn. VOR in the red this game, fielding Kremlin, Ohio, Des Moines, double Moskva, triple Marceau, seems familiar, and Renegade in a Shimakaze.
Yeah, so VOR running a very similar lineup there, but FPM changing it up. They've dropped the GK, which I think we both agreed was not entirely effective in the last battle.
I think that's putting it mildly, sir.
Yes, we're actually chatting between the matches. They were actually chatting, and I think we've decided that pretty much that was the linchpin for FPM losing that last match because they couldn't hold on to the C-cap without something there. So, yeah, glad to see them drop that, and I don't think it would have fit this map anyway. So, yeah, they're going to run Conqueror and Kremlin instead. Immediately, I noticed VOR going super-duper heavy over to A. Following the little train here, we've got Ohio, Moskva, Des Moines, we've got a Marceau, 2 Marceaus, 3 Marceaus.
This could get real exciting at A very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be uncontested because you've got the 2 FPM Marceaus in the middle there.
This we have not seen much of. Usually when teams have rushed Marceaus or Klebers over to one of these edge caps, they've done it almost kind of in a vacuum, but that is very much not the case this match, or this game, I should say.
We've got, it's almost like a ships of the line kind of thing here with the 3 Marceaus facing off against the 2 Marceaus. Roselia is the chosen focus for the VOR 3.
There's contact. All the fire going in on Roselia. It's just Marceau's. No other VOR ship is even close enough to respond. Roselia responding very well, holding fire so that he can sneak away and not take any more shots than he has to.
Yeah, Roselia getting away with 12k. That could have been a lot worse. I mean, that looks bad, but it could have been a lot worse. Yihua was able to get a few shots down there onto a couple of the Marceaus as well. And Asphodelis from VOR is able now to move into that position. Because I suspect at some point, Shimakaze, Word of Warships, is going to try to smoke Yihua down to that island.
So earlier, last game, we saw Noob CV take a GK,
yes,
and it was not the best game we've seen a Battleship player have in King of the Sea. But now, as he crosses the map in his Conqueror, he just got at least double, if not triple, citadeled from Best Naomi's Ohio. Went down to just under half HP and is trying to recover as much as he can with that fancy Conqueror heal.
The HE out from that Conqueror over towards Russia. I don't think... No, it does find a... No, actually, no damage. Yep, that volley missed as well. Still
one radar from Asphodelis. They're trying to farm down Warships here.
Yep, that's a lot of shells going in on Warships. Pretty good so far, only down to 18k. Let's go to the red team view here. Yep, Warships is still spotted, running away under radar from Asphodelis. Probably just going out of range there. A few more blind shots going in. Warships down to 15, 13.
Takes another good hit there from the Ohio, but really well done. Both of FPM's destroyers preserving their health is quite well there at this exchange, but VOR does bag A and B very quickly.
Okay, I suspect Warships' plan here is to go over to join Yihua, and this Des Moines will start this run that I don't like. I get very uncomfortable whenever I see this run, right?
Yeah.
So this is, I suspect, this is why Yihua is here. So we'll see, but they may decide not to do it with so many ships sitting underneath the cap. We'll wait and see.
It seems dubious. You pointed out last time we looked at it, you know, if they've got a cruiser here and there is Asphodelis' Des Moines here ready to punish such a maneuver should they attempt it, I'm willing to bet we won't see it. In fact, Warships already kind of backing away from Yihua. He's headed just back to A in general.
Yeah, although VOR are moving off, the Marceaus are actually leaving. They're going to swap with Renegade to do some spotting on A and do the contesting over there. because VOR know that that Des Moines is up by the island and has no radar coverage of A, so the Shima will be able to contest A against Warships without being radared. The Marceaus will move over towards Bravo, where Munan is currently stationed. Not quite sure why Munan isn't down in the cap.
Good question. Probably trying to see if they can bait Dark Temple's radar or push him far enough back. That's the trick. Right now, he's avoiding the Moskva radar. He's about a click and a half outside the Moskva radar bubble, but he's got to push. They've got to push Dark Temple way farther back for Munan to be able to get into the cap and not get radared. 5 minutes gone, and VOR out to an early lead, about 120 points here. But you can see FPM working on the A cap, Word of Warships Shimakaze, and they did manage to bag C over here on the other flank. On the back of Khanhenna's Kremlin actually sailed right through that cap, never took a shot, picked it up, and now he's comfortably ensconced over here along the 9 line.
Yep, the Kremlin of Yanaya and the Moskva from VOR over there. Just in station keeping, basically, and not really able to contest Charlie, although I suspect this triple Marceau division may have something to say about that in about a minute's time.
Yeah, I'm looking. If you kind of look at the middle of the board, you can see like all these Marceaus all charging. It's almost like they're reading each other's minds. Like FPM knows, they know that VOR's next maneuver with these Marceaus is to go to the opposite cap, the weaker cap, if you will, and try and either farm a ship down or bag the cap or whatever. And for a time, their Marceaus were moving to react. Now they've pulled up Plan CVN and Rosellia north of the B cap, and they're going to push Munan into that cap, it looks like. Have they finally pushed the Moskva back far enough? They have, just barely. As Munan gets into the cap, Dark Temple's Moskva is almost 13 kilometers away.
I missed it. Yihua is actually doing that run without a smokescreen. Not necessary, because there's no spotting there at the moment, apart from Renegade, who I think will... Yep, so Yihua just being spotted there by Renegade. But way too late for VOR to do anything about it. So FPM will take up a position behind this island. And normally you would see a French destroyer here in opposition down on the 1 line ready to rush, but there isn't one there.
The Marceau Wolfpack trying to farm out Kokonye's Stalingrad. Getting lots. They're supporting Kokonye with the Marceaus and the Daring from the B cap. Munan not able to cap B. Now moving off, but Kokonye is just burning from stem to stern as he does finally push his damage control there. I think he just waited until he was burning everywhere to push it.
Yeah, very sensible if you've got that amount of HE spam incoming, because you are going to take a fire eventually, so you might as well wait.
Oh, the Ohio! I watched those shells come in.
Yep.
22.5 kilometers from Best Naomi.
Very common tactic in King of the Sea at this level is to try and get a ship to reverse. Because even just psychologically, the player may not even be aware that they're really doing it. You have all this stuff coming at your face, and you start to reverse, and before you realize, you've actually gone too far, and you take a cross-map shot.
VOR executing just a textbook move there, basically assassinating one of FPM's Stalingrads. They're up on health and points and ships here. 8.5 minutes gone in this Game 2 of the International Finals.
VOR are looking like they're going to move into A. They already hold A, but I think they're very uncomfortable with Yihua's position there in the Des Moines, so they're going to try and do something about it by pushing Naomi up. Maybe taking the Shimakaze around the back.
Warships' is kind of point over here, I would think, would be to prevent a push like this from Naomi, but he's not going to be able to. His torpedoes, you can see them off to the south, well south of the Ohio. Looks like maybe Naomi might have taken one. There's some gaps in those salvos, but whatever it is, it's not enough to prevent this push.
No, I think Shimakaze's reload is probably too long to do anything about this now. Maybe it'll just be back up just in time to catch Naomi. As Naomi pulls around that rock, Yihua is obviously going to reverse to try and avoid being smashed in the face by the Ohio, but Renegade, of course, is ready for this and is going around the back.
Unfortunately for him, French destroyers aren't the only ones that can execute pincer maneuvers. As Renegade, actually, I'm surprised that this Renegade's going to pull up. Oh, they're just going to use this to proxy spot him, I guess, to make sure that he doesn't reverse all the way around and try to escape,
I think
perhaps.
that's... We don't want to lose our Shima, but we don't want Yihua to reverse anymore.
Yeah,
so,
well, and so far it's working. Yihua doesn't have the ability to get an angle there. Well, no, now he does. He's got a couple of shells in.
But that's just... All that's doing is giving Naomi enough time to push forward. It's not going to be too much longer, although Renegade is losing quite a lot of health.
It feels like Renegade screwed this up. Like, he's actually going to come under the fire of all of the Des Moines guns at this stage. Might just... He can't... They're going to lose Renegade.
Yep.
They're going to lose Renegade before Naomi's in position.
Can't quite get off that rock.
Wow.
Naomi may take some Shima Torps here as well. Yep, 2 Shima Torps. But Yihua still has to deal with Naomi and Asphodelis' Des Moines. I can see lots of shells going backwards and forwards the other end of the map as well. Let's just go and have a quick look. The triple Marceaus and the Kremlin fighting against Force Runus, Roselia, and Konhana.
They're going to burn Runus out. At least that's the plan, is to burn Runus out with these Marceaus. But YBB in the back getting incredibly low, now under 2,000 HP. The right combination of shells and lead will potentially end his game.
Yeah, Runus was able to reverse, and because the travel time on these shells is quite long, so Runus was able to reverse and juke the first set, but once they get their aim on, Runus now running triple fire. Now make that quadruple fire.
He's going out, right? This is why we've started to see fewer and fewer Stalingrads at this level of play. Is that they've just become, with the changes to the cruiser skill tree, they've become too easy to just burn out with this kind of focus fire.
Yeah, especially if you sit them stationary next to an island like that, which is generally where they're played.
Which is generally how you play the ship.
Yeah, because if you're going to take it open water, you would take a different ship. So
now, FPM's going to lose Yihuat over at A, but he's selling his ship dearly. He's just punishing Naomi while he can, making sure to prevent any return salvos from Asphodelis coming in. He might actually win. He might actually kill Naomi. It seems unlikely, but it is theoretically still possible. He has a small health advantage right now.
5-second reload. AP coming in.
He's going to burn him out. He does. Goodness gracious.
Trying to keep the island. So Asphodelis is behind the island, so no shot currently on Yihua.
Yihua is just an absolute MVP of this game right now. As FPM goes up 30 points, both teams taking a cap now. As that's again, Yaya's Kremlin steps onto C, but man, has he got an army of torpedoes out looking for him.
Yeah, it's hotting up over at C. That's the Marceau of Rashia down. Points advantage here with FPM currently, although VOR applying a lot of pressure over on this C cap. Konhana may well go down, but Yanaya is also taking damage. YBB really low in the back there. They're trying to keep that Marceau out of the way. I think what they do with these 3 Marceaus is they try and keep the healthiest one at the front. Kremlin forced onto the border.
All tied up on kills. VOR working a 50,000 point health advantage.
Mid-rush. Roselia is rushing on Moskva of Dark Temple.
He's going to get it, too. It's going to cost him his ship, I think. Maybe. No, it's not. He's going to get away with it. That's a huge kill for FPM, and that leaves them in control with a B cap. They're up 110 points now, continuing to grow with 6 minutes to play.
So there is this force of VOR coming through C, but Yanaya is very low. YBB is not going to be able to do any gunfighting at all on 1600 health.
Oh. FPM's going to bag A. It can't be stopped now. They have no way to spot Warships, and they're seconds away from the cap. They're going to retain B, and they're about to burn out Yanyaya over at C. I mean, I'm not sure VOR can recover from this.
No, I think Yanaya going down is going to be the nail in the coffin here. You've got Konhana.
I agree.
Konhana up in the Kremlin could also go down to Niebieski. But the map control is very much in FPM's hands with 854 points. I don't see what VOR can do to bring this back.
I don't think they have a play here really outside of an FPM mistake, which could still happen, or they can still kill Konhana, right? Konhana running literally in B10, running north, healing now. It's, if they can get him off the board, that's points they can claw back, but they can't. I don't think they can get back onto any of these caps comfortably.
No, they're sending the 2 Marceaus back over to B, but...
But when you do that, Munan or Plan CV is going to come right into C.
Yeah, the thing is... so FPM have 4 destroyers. Okay, one of them is on 2-2. But the other 3 are pretty healthy, and Shimakaze's guns are still guns, right?
Yeah.
So you can definitely take out a Marceau in one volley, no problem at all, if it's on 1600 health.
Yep.
So I think what they'll simply do is bring these 4 destroyers down and try to anticipate where these 2 Marceaus are going. They undoubtedly have them on radio location from at least one of their destroyers.
They're bringing Word of Warships into B. That's going to cover. He outspots both Marceaus, and he's backed up by Rosselli. And now Rosselli is quite low. At the same time, if you outspot these guys, Rosselli can still chip in some damage. And if you kill a ship at the right time, timing is everything.
Yeah,
here we go.
Roselia has backed all the way off to make sure that it's not the focus of fire. Shima is going to be the focus. Interestingly, Warships going for the higher health Marceau first.
He didn't see him. He spotted the ship in the lead, and that's when he started firing. Yep, they didn't know YBB was there until he opened fire, but the 1 kill does it. And just like that, FPM back in this series, tying things up at a game apiece.
So just a reminder, this is a best of 5 in the grand finals, so there is at least a couple more games coming because it's going to be best of 3. Sorry, the first 2-3 who wins. So 1-1, we're going to be seeing some more games from these 2 teams, and I'm sure they're going to be just as close as these first 2. So while
I hope so. These have been fun.
I hope so too. It's been amazing. So this really is the pinnacle of King of the Sea. So back to Prague while they reset for game number 3.